Y'all know something that pissed me off that I just slipped my mind. I forgot to say on the last video when I was talking about I'll police my own life. The main reason why I started that other video was because I wanted to say it should be illegal for somebody else to submit somebody inside of a mental hospital and it not be a judge, because the Portland police were working with this ratchet shape shifting face bitch that just came up to me, some Hispanic or whatever the fuck. She was talking, the way her accent sounded, she sounded like she could have been Mexican or some type of Latina or something. Latina. And it pissed me the fuck off, because it always be those type of bitches. They hate on a black bitch, but they want to go try to fuck a black man though. And they a lot of times they get with the racist black man that hate other black bitches, and then feel like they doing something and got status if they with a woman that act like, try to act like she accept him, just so she can feel like she taking him from the black woman, and also to him also feeling like he's somebody because a woman that's other than black wanted his motherfucking ass. We know what y'all attitude is. We see right through you. I'm not talking about y'all handsome, sexy black man. That's, you might still be with a interracial couple. Like you might still be with a woman that's not that's not black, but you still like black women. Like, I mean, what I'm trying to say is you don't hate us or despise us, and that's not the reason why you're with your wife that's not chocolate. Is because you actually had some chemistry with her and you loved her for real. Excuse me, I apologize about that. But what this video is about though, and now they're trying to have helicopters flying over and planes again. That shit stopped for a long time, but I got a reading when they said that they're stalking you like that. I had it on camera how a plane literally flew low by me at the Hillsborough airport. It followed me and then it went back to where the hangars were and landed, and a helicopter did as well. They probably was gonna try to pretend, but that it was like a practice test of them doing that, but it wasn't. It was them game stalking at the time, because I didn't know about that until I heard Miss Spiritual Advisor speaking about it, Spiritual Advisor LLC speaking about how even airplanes was game stalking. I was like, nah, that's too much, baby. That's just doing too much. Like, y'all, that's why now you can see why they fucking up the planes now, where the planes are falling apart. They doing so much game stalking. They putting all the money into that instead of fixing stuff that need to be fixed. But another thing, like tax dollars going to people like this bitch who came up to me and said, and now I called the cops on you to get you in more trouble than you can get out of. But she said it with a little bit of accent, and the way she looked with the longer hair and her face, she looked like, and there go an ambulance. She looked like she was like Latina or something like that. I'm not so sure. She could have been mixed with something else, but I know you guys know how they look. So I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the upright Latina women that are respectful and not racist. I'm not talking about y'all lovely people, because I meet some of y'all. Y'all are some wonderful people. And show is just like some Asian Vietnamese women. I love Vietnamese or other Asian women, because the ones that's good, because I had some that was real helpful and they so kind and so sweet. But so just to let y'all know, I ain't no hater like that, so please don't get it twisted. But what I want to talk about is how going to that gun store put it in my mind all of a sudden how I wasn't even I wasn't even admitted to a psychiatric hospital because of a judge said that I had to go. It was because of wow, that felt some weird energy when that person came by looking in the car, and they were kind of pale white, like, and they were driving straight, but they kept continuously looking over here. I wish you guys could see that, but the camera wasn't faced that way, and I felt this. It was almost like a draw of energy from me. But yeah, that felt really weird. But yeah, so anyways, I noticed it made me think of how even more that had to been a setup, because I told the police how I was being harassed at my apartment, and they didn't care about that. They just tried to fight. Take her baby, quick, take her baby, little idiot motherfuckers, you. Portland police. That's why yesterday when I tried to get out the car and see which police that lady was, she had scooted up a bit. I said, bitch, I was trying to see who she was, because I saw the other police. He was a red-haired dude. I like red hair, man. but he had a red beard and he had glasses on. He was just sitting there. I'm like, what are you doing? Aren't you supposed to be attending a call? It was weird because it was a spot that they usually don't sit at, and I've been seeing police officers at one point just be around my apartment complex, and I had got a couple times got it on film, but that time he was just sitting there. And then he went down the street, and he was already sitting there by Key Bank. Like if you know where that Denny's is, and by Hasalo and Hassalo, whatever they call it, and somewhere near Grand, like where it heads towards MLK, in that area, that little Kaiser Permanente, there's a Key Bank across the street in a plaza, and someone was texting me, and it was just like he was just sitting there when I came from one direction of the street, and then when I parked and got out of the car, he was sitting in the opposite direction, facing the way I was coming from, which is the opposite direction from where he was originally facing. I was headed the direction he was originally facing, and I came that way, and I parked. I drove by and parked somewhere, and then all of a sudden, he was sitting there on the opposite side, just sitting there. And then when I was looking at him when I was going by, I can't remember if I got that on film as well, but he just saw me look, and then he just drove off all calm and nonchalant, like went about a block or 2 blocks, about 2 blocks, and then he made a left turn. I believe either on 9th, 7th, or 9th. So that was weird. And that's why I was kind of pissed off. That's why I kind of lost more respect for Portland police, because I'm like, y'all bitches was working with them hoes. I'm telling you, y'all don't investigate. I'm too crazy, so you can't investigate what you hear me saying. Cause that's the problem, though. That's why I used to listen to people who sound like they were out of their mind talking, because that's how I got some of my information. Because people were actually spreading messages to me, telling me stuff, like, well, not maybe necessarily to me, but they would seem crazy. They would be shouting something out loud while they walked down the street, but they was trying to spread the message and tell as much information as possible to anybody who would listen. I had picked up on it after I watched a couple people do that. So I see what they're doing. They're trying to let people know what's going on, and that was like back in 2019 or a bit before 2019. I started paying attention to those people, and that's how I peeped game on some stuff that was going on. The homeless people that was out there, the regular ones who wasn't on fentanyl getting paid to gang stalk, unless those people were also gang stalkers. And then they were filling me in on some information, but it was just like legal stuff, like trivial, like not trivial, but like I can't really describe it. But if someone is deemed to be crazy, if they sound like they're spewing nonsense out of their mouth, you are bound to ignore them and not pay them any attention. But they really be saying something. Like the time that person went all down the waterfront and wrote the truth about what be going on behind the scenes, and one man I saw that, and he just started being livid at me. He was screaming, he was cursing me out. Some random white guy that came out of nowhere, he was angry that I had got it on recording. That's why they took my phones. So anyways, it was set up. That's why they were harassing me. It should be on camera, but I bet you they don't have the footage, because I remember what happened earlier that day before I went to the psychiatric hospital. You fuckers, you fucking punks, you guys are the ones who are delusional and incompetent. Meanwhile, you have a badge on, and then you listen to this other bitch. You don't even know how to decipher the difference between if somebody like have discernment or be able to catch on if somebody's just bullshit, and tell you can't pick up and read energy that somebody's putting on, and they trying to get somebody in trouble. You don't know how to assess the situation properly, but you got a motherfucking badge on, bitch. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. I just saw 909 mirror hour. That's why I pissed the fuck off. And some of these motherfuckers, they be riding through there, but they make sure they don't come too close near me, or if they, like, I never